European Union approves first wide-scale AI law. European lawmakers have reached an agreement on the world's first comprehensive law on artificial intelligence. According to the MIT Technology Review, the AI Act was conceived as a landmark bill that would mitigate harm in areas where using AI poses the biggest risk to fundamental rights, such as healthcare, education, border surveillance, and public services, as well as banning uses that pose an unacceptable risk. High-risk AI systems will have to adhere to strict rules that require risk mitigation systems, high-quality data sets, better documentation, and human oversight, for example. The new EU AI Act requires tech companies to notify users when they're interacting with a chatbot or other AI tool, rather than with a human being. The law also requires that deepfakes and other AI-generated content be labeled as such. Organizations that provide essential services, such as insurance and banking, are required to conduct an impact assessment to determine how the use of AI systems will affect people's rights. AI systems will need to share information about the data that their models are trained on. AI companies will also need to reveal how secure and energy efficient their AI models are. The EU will set up a new European AI office to coordinate compliance with the new AI Act. According to MIT Technology Review, it will be the first body globally to enforce binding rules on AI, and the EU hopes this will help it become the world's go-to-tech regulator. Fines for failing to comply with the new AI Act are steep, from 1.5% to 7% of a firm's global, not just EU sales, depending on the severity of the offense and size of the company. Some uses of AI are totally banned in the EU. These include distorting a person's behavior to cause, or likely to cause, physical or psychological harm by deploying subliminal techniques or by exploiting vulnerabilities due to the person's age or physical or mental disability, such as voice-activated toys that encourage dangerous behavior in children. Social scoring by public authorities based on social behavior, socioeconomic status, or characteristics leading to detrimental or unfavorable treatment of certain groups of people. Real-time and remote biometric identification in public spaces for law enforcement purposes, unless necessary for a targeted crime search or prevention of substantial threats. Police forces in the EU will only be able to use AI-based biometric identification in public places for 16 specific crimes, including terrorism, human trafficking, sexual exploitation of children, and drug trafficking. The text of the AI Act is still subject to final minor modifications and must be approved by EU member countries and the EU Parliament before it becomes law. Once it does, tech companies, including US companies that do business in the EU, will have 2 years to comply with the new rules. The EU AI Act will certainly be watched closely in other countries, including the US, developing their own AI regulations. Need deeper insights into patenting your innovation? Book an appointment with us at www.eonlaw.com. Eon Law. Unleashing Genius.